All right, we'll get started. We'd like to welcome 2021 Genesis Invitational winner Max Homa into the interview room. Max, could we just get an opening comment from you at your return to Riviera Country Club, 4 consecutive top 10s at this event coming in?
Yeah, this is one of my favorite places on the planet. It's my favorite tour stop. It's cool. I'm kind of like double defending because, last two, I'm like the last champion that's still here, which is sweet. But I enjoy coming here. It was fun. I got to see one of my buddies, Zach, last night. Just get to do, friend and family stuff. Haven't been back here in a while just for fun, so it's cool getting to come to an event that's in your, really close to your hometown and feel like you're, almost, obviously not a vacation, but it just kind of like a little homecoming for me. And it helps that this is my favorite golf course we play, so it's just a treat to always be back here.
All right, we'll take some questions out here. If you have a question, we'll get a microphone to you. Questions for Max? We'll start with Jeff over here on the left.
So Max, it's your favorite golf course. I'm over here. It's okay.
Sorry,
yeah.
on the aisle over here.
There it is.
What is it about it that you love compared to so many other places you play? And because you like it, obviously your record's fantastic, but does that add a little extra pressure? Do you ever find yourself trying a little bit too hard here?
For the second part of that question, I used to. I got lucky and got a couple sponsors here my first couple years as a pro, and I definitely felt like this is a major to me. It felt like I was really trying to do my best in front of my friends and family, although I know they don't care. That's why last year was hard, just because I felt like I was finally playing well and had everybody out, and didn't quite finish it, but so I've gotten kind of past the trying hard part. It's my favorite just because it doesn't have really a hazard. It doesn't really have out of bounds that really comes into play, maybe a couple shots, and it's just hard. It's not crazy long. Obviously, the air doesn't make the ball go super far, so it plays long. And it's one of those few golf courses, I think, that can play soft or firm and still be pretty stout test. It's better when it's firm, but it can still be a stout test. Something about the Kikuyu in front of the greens that you can't bounce the ball up. Precision is mega rewarded, and there's certain holes. I'm always fascinated. The 5th hole is the best example, but if you put the pin, you could change the pin by 35 feet, 40 feet, between one round and the next. I'd love to know what the scoring average is, because if you put it on the middle left side, it's one of the easiest second shots you'll have, and you put the pin on the front right or back right, and it's not that far away, and it's all of a sudden just, I hope I make par. So I love that they can do that with just pin positions. They don't need a lot of weather help for it, and I'm not a golf architect expert here, but that's just what I noticed about this place.
Did you notice a little tinkering on 10 today, and will that change your strategy there at all?
Yeah, actually, it was pretty fascinating, again, with what they do around here, and I guess the beauty of it, but if someone hadn't told me, it would be pretty hard to notice. Now that someone pointed it out, I saw it. It won't change strategy at all, but that was pretty neat what they did there. Same with 15, but it's so subtle, I think it would be hard. They didn't change the hole too much, and I think that's great. They softened it a little bit, but I really don't think I would have noticed too much if someone hadn't pointed it out yesterday before I even played it.
Got a question?
Hey Max, Jim Hill from KCAL9. How you doing? Good to see you again. With all of the things that you're talking about with this course, does this course make you think a lot more than maybe you do on some other courses because of all the things you were talking about?
I think actually the reason I've been successful here is, for whatever reason, I just see this place really well, and I actually think my brain's off a lot more. I know where it's good, I know where it's bad, but I also know when I'm in a bad spot where you go next. So part of it, I don't know, maybe from walking this golf course as a kid forever, and it may be just by osmosis, I learned a bit about it. But yeah, it's weird. It can make you think, but it's become in a good way autopilot for me. Just if I just look at a pin sheet, I would be able to kind of play any scenario out better. It's just one of those. I think everybody out here has a course or courses that they feel that way about. Mine just happens to be here.
We'll go to Dan over here on the left, and then up to Mark, please. So Dan, go ahead.
What do you remember most about the battle last year with John?
Man. I don't know about the most. I remember the 13th hole. We both snap hooked it, and his ended up fine, and mine was so bad. So for some reason that sticks out. I remember how fun it was. It really was. I'm enamored by John's golf game. He's just tremendous. And I just remember telling myself Sunday, he had a lead. I didn't play well Saturday. I kept myself in the final group, but I didn't play well, and he played awesome, like really awesome. And I just remember my whole goal Sunday driving in was I'm going to make him feel my presence today, and he's going to have to beat me. And if he does, I'm going to get to watch some pretty darn good golf. And that's what he did. He played really well. But he had so many great shots and things that you would remember. He made a long putt on 14. He almost made a hole in one on 16. He did a bunch of amazing stuff, but that's the stuff you would expect. I just remember just the joy of getting to push somebody who I find to be one of the best golfers I'll ever see, and feel like, for a minute there, I got him pretty nervous, and it felt good. I would like, obviously, to have won, and I would like to win more going forward, but I do need to take a positive in that he had a 3-shot lead, I think, and, for a minute there, I had him, so it's just cool to be able to keep that in your back pocket and take that and learn and hopefully, become a better player than him at some point. But as it was last year, he's going to be number one player in the world, and it was fun to really battle with somebody who was the best player in the world.
You feel like that's something you'll remember as you get gray and older, like that, with those days like that?
Yeah, I think it's easy to sit here now and try to puff my chest out and say I was so disappointed in myself, and why would you ever think to yourself, I was just happy to be there and to try my best or whatever. But I do think that I couldn't have done a whole lot more that day. I really dug in and fought real hard and thought I did a great job. It's just he played better. So I do think that when I'm older, sitting in a rocking chair, telling stories to people that don't want to listen to me, that will be one that comes out.
We'll go to Mark right here, and then to Kira.
Hey, Max. Knowing what Tiger has meant to you and what it meant for him to hand you the trophy, I'm just kind of curious how the vibe of this week changes for you, and with him out here playing and seemingly looking pretty healthy.
I'm just happy to see the man not limping as much. It's just great. Every event's better when Tiger's here. It's pretty amazing, what he brings to an event with his, presence on the golf course. Obviously, it's great that he's had his name attached to this, but you want to see him play. All the fans want to see him play. I don't think it changes a whole lot. It just makes the event feel a bit bigger. And I don't know. It's just always. They always say, especially when you're a rookie, your first tour event is until you play Farmers, because Tiger's there. That's when it actually starts to feel like, what you watched on TV. So it's something about that when he's around it. The event feels, you have less people watching you play golf, but there are more people watching golf, which is cool.
Kira?
Max, you alluded to the fact that you're essentially double defending due to the current landscape of golf. Last week, you spoke about the SSG investment. How much is equity groups and investments and the future of golf dominating your brain space right now versus actually playing golf?
About a 1 out of 100, I would say. My focus is on hopefully being a part of a group of golfers who can entertain the fans best we can. All that stuff's great. It's way over my head. It's above my pay grade. I just hope that everything that comes from this is tailored to making golf more fun to watch, more fun to be at, and just, growing the game through this, whatever this investment will do. I hope that it's for, of course they want to make money back, but I hope it's for a purpose to not only bring more eyeballs to golf, but also keep the eyeballs we've got and make it better. Because people spend a lot of their time watching golf on TV or watching sports on TV, and you'd want it to evolve to continue to be tailored to that person, because they're investing time and energy and emotion into something, and you want them to get that back. You watch something like the Super Bowl, and there's a reason people are so invested in it. It's because it's a culmination of a year of, even when you don't care about the teams a lot, it's like you feel what they feel, and you're sucked in as a fan. I just want, whatever that may be, I want more of that for the fans, and less of less distraction from the point of this, which is to bring people some kind of joy or some kind of emotion on Saturdays and Sundays.
We'll go to Chris in the second row. In the middle.
Max, speaking of distractions, do you pay for Twitter?
No.
And that could be like a decent little side hustle for you with the engagement you get. Have you given that any thought to why you may or may not pay for it?
To sound like the worst ever, I have enough money not to have to side hustle on my least favorite app in the world. So I'm good on that. Less engagement is fine.
Any other questions for Max? All right, well, thank you for your time and best of luck this week.
Thank you, guys.